what do the examples go up to? The 60s again?
Probably. I'll look in just a second.
I'm guessing there's not as many as the other section.
Was this the section that I counted anti-differentiating in?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
19 letters, by the way.
Thanks. Needed to know. Examples go to 32. So not as far.
Wow.
All right. So obviously, you have. I just pulled my hair.
Oh.
You have some different formulas and stuff in here that we'll be using, and all that fun stuff. So, use separation of variables to solve the initial value problem. Indicate the domain over which the solution is valid, which we don't really, well, we do kind of do that part, but anyways. Number 2, dy dx equals negative x over y, and y equals 3 when x equals 4.
People are going to think we're so immature when we laugh at the every time.
You had to be there.
Had to be there. It goes deeper than that.
Okay. All right, so basically we're going to take and we're going to multiply by y, multiply by dx. So I end up with y dy equals negative x dx. Then I'm going to take the antiderivative of both. So I'm going to put an integral in front of them. What is the antiderivative of y?
1/2 y.
Okay. Equals antiderivative of negative x.
Oh, darn it. I hit the wrong button.
Negative 1/2 x squared.
I hate when I go to, like, change my color marker and I accidentally hit, like, enter a new note thing.
Did you ever figure out if you can tap yours and it change?
I don't think I can.
Wait, where do you have to tap it?
Just like on the side.
Mine doesn't do that.
Tap
So
harder.
fancy. I'm tapping
Like
hard.
this, right? Yeah.
I am tapping hard.
I usually can end up just doing this and it starts changing.
Just give it a little shake.
A little bit. All right, what am I missing?
Let's see.
And we're usually going to put that on the x side
So we only have to have plus c on one.
because it's accounted for on, like, the plus c accounts for it on both.
Oh, that makes sense because it's, we don't want it to be like plus 2c or like plus 0c, I guess.
Yeah,
That's what it would be if we put it on both, right?
pretty much. I mean, more or less. So I'm going to multiply by 2. So y squared equals negative x squared plus c. The 1/2 doesn't get put on the c, it only gets put on the x.
So c is just c.
Yeah. Now I need to solve for c.
So when we multiply by 2, we don't do that to the c?
It only goes on the stuff. The c, because the c is a constant and we're going to end up solving for that.
Okay.
So 3 squared equals negative 4 squared plus c. So 9 equals negative 16 plus c. So 25 equals c. And so then over here, when I get y by itself, y would be equal to the square root of negative x squared plus c. I can now replace c with 25. And that will give me y equals the square root of negative x squared plus 25. And now I need to find the domain. How do I find domain?
So
That's it.
the thing
For this specific problem, how do I find the domain? What values cause a problem? A square roots, negatives. So we're going to be the stuff inside greater than or equal to 0. So negative x squared plus 25 is greater than or equal to 0. Negative x squared is greater than or equal to negative 25. What happens when I divide by a negative? Flip the thing. Take the square root. X is less than or equal to plus or minus 5. Now, technically speaking, when we take the square root of this, we're also flipping it on the negative one. So technically, x is less than or equal to 5. X is greater than or equal to negative 5. Which I just wrote those in the wrong order. But anyways. So that means that this is on the domain from...
What do you mean you wrote them in the wrong order?
Like x is bigger than negative 5 and less than 5.
You meant to do it in like one thing?
Like I should flip these. No. Like I should have written this one first, then this one.
Yeah.
Because then it would be
You could just have
negative
x there in the
5,
middle.
less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 5, like that.
Yeah. Other one works too though.
Now, it's interesting because the book puts this interval in parentheses. But the radical can be
Like
0, right?
Here, let's see if my calculator wigs out if I put square root of 0. Nope, it says 0.
So it should be or equal to. I'm pretty sure there's just a typo in the book. I don't know why they would just have parentheses around the domain of that. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think I am.
So why do we make it greater than equal to 0?
Because the inside of the radical can't be negative. So it's got to be either 0 or bigger than 0.
Okay. But if this were just like, say it was y is equal to negative x squared plus 25, we just set it equal to 0?
Like no square root? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, technically speaking, at that point,
Wouldn't the domain be like everything?
the domain would just be all real numbers because it's just a parabola.
Yeah.
So some things you don't even need to do it for, but most of these are probably going to end up being something you need to do it for.
So is the final answer the like negative 5, 5? Okay.
The final answer is both of these things together, the what y is equal to and the domain over which it happens.
Okay.
You know, I feel like I'm kind of understanding these, but like,
We've done one.
right, as in I'm kind of understanding that one singular problem, but I feel like it's like probably not supposed to be that easy to understand.
I mean, these ones aren't supposed to be like super hard. The word problems might be a little bit hard, but
It feels like it's making too much sense.
I mean, comparatively to what we had been doing, again, I would kind of expect that, but
Yeah, it's just unnerving when it's making sense. So early on. Like, we only did number 2.
yes, we did. All right, so on this one, I need to move y over, okay? In the last one, y was on the bottom, so I multiplied. Now y is on top, so I have to divide by y. I'm still multiplying by dx. So I'm going to have 1 over y dy equals 2x dx. And ultimately, I want y by itself, or like I'm going to want y by itself. So that's why I'm leaving the 2 with the x. Not that it can't go with it, but it makes the most sense to just leave it. I'm going to go ahead and throw the integrals on these. What is the antiderivative of the ln of y?
You just said it. At least we both knew.
I was ready too. I was gonna
I was
say
ready.
it.
We were both ready for that.
That was my time to shine.
Yes, I was gonna let
You got the
take
next
that.
one.
Oh gosh.
Man.
Squared.
plus
plus
C.
C. Darn
I
it.
get a cookie point.
What? Why? I didn't do anything. Okay.
Because we were so excited about that one, and then you just gave it away.
I was so ready too, and then he said, I was like, wait.
No, you're not getting your last one that easy.
Oh, I forgot that last one. We have to get the first one to make it.
Don't mess up in Algebra 1.
I'm doing scientific notation today, so
Oh,
we'll see what happens.
stay focused.
Okay, I can do this. All right, so
Not in this class.
what?
It's alright if you lose focus in this class. Just
Yeah.
stay focused in Algebra 1. So we can get cookie points.
This is a weird problem. That's why I'm like looking at it. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and solve for C. Then I'm gonna finish getting y by itself.
Works for me.
So the ln of 3 is equal to 0 plus C. So I'm just gonna leave this as the ln of 3 for right now. Now, any ideas how I would go about getting y by itself at this point? How do I undo a log?
E to the stuff on the right equals y. I don't know. That we do the swirly thing.
No.
Oh man.
Log? Do we use log?
ln is log. Log base
Well-
e.
How about I raise that puppy and I raise that puppy,
Oh.
which would give me y equals e to the x squared plus c. Now let's see if you can outsmart my 8th graders. What does this tell me to do?
I don't know, but it says yex.
Yixie.
What do you mean? What does it tell us?
Yeah.
What do I do with this? Or what's another way to write
You
this?
do the, wait. E to the, wait, hold on. The log of, wait, I know this. Hold on.
Exponent rules, people.
I can picture it in my mind. Hold
Do
on.
we throw it out front?
No, that's in a log.
No,
We
this
just
is
add
the-
them?
Can I add those two things together?
Nah. Oh, we root. No. No, that wouldn't make y so low. So where?
If you had, what is that?
X to the 5th.
Okay, undo that process.
So e to the x squared times e to the c.
Yes.
What?
Thank you. I
The same base, we add their exponents.
yeah.
Now I'll replace C. So y equals e to the x squared times e to the ln of 3. E to the ln of 3 is?
3.
Bingo. Y equals 3 e to the x squared. Where do exponentials exist?
Above 0.
Right, that's
On the domain, hun.
Oh.
That is true.
everywhere.
Everywhere. So the domain is all real numbers.
Funky R.
The pirate's favorite letter. dy dx equals cosine squared of y. Y equals 0 when x equals 0.
So dy dx equals cosine.
Pretty much.
Thought that x equals 0 though. You good?
Yeah, what do I need to do? Okay. Eating out.
So is that like secant squared of y dy equals dx?
What?
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 Say it one more time.
Secant squared of y dy equals dx.
Yes. For those of us that didn't quite follow what he just said, this would have been 1 over the cosine squared of y dy
That's what I wrote
equals
first.
dx.
I wrote the 1 over cosine squared of y and was like, wait, isn't that something else?
1 over cosine is secant.
Yeah.
So
I just
now,
don't go that quick.
Well, I wrote down the 1 over cosine squared of y. but
he
it was
just
like,
didn't bother to say it. That's why he confused everyone.
Yeah, it was like, wait, isn't that something else?
It's like, hey.
So it went from cozy to secant.
Okay, let's see if I can not give it away this time. What's the antiderivative of secant squared?
You got this, Virginia?
Tangent.
Tangent.
So we went from cozy to secky to tangent.
Nanny.
And antiderivative of dx?
Wait, C? Is it just...
What's the yes, the antiderivative of 1 is x.
I was just throwing that out there.
Plus c. So now at this point I would go ahead and solve for c. So the tangent of 0 is equal to 0 plus c. What's the tangent of 0?
0.
0. So c is 0. Now, since I know c is 0, I can kind of just disregard it at this point, knowing that piece of information. So tangent of y equals x. So now, how do I get y by itself? Yes. Y equals the inverse tan of x.
I haven't done
Would that be like bleaching?
Huh?
Huh?
What? What did you even say?
I said, would that be like bleaching?
Oh, they said
Oh.
already glitching. I was like, what? Very confused.
And where does the inverse tangent exist?
On the right side.
From
On the right side.
negative pi over 2 to pi over 2 with the parentheses. On those intervals, though. Right?
Maybe.
Hold on.
So, like, would it also be, like, from negative... No, that wouldn't be Bruh.
Everywhere?
All real numbers.
I was thinking about like where it was like cosine.
This is
where
like
it
the
was
graph, not the unit circle that we're thinking about.
So if we just like plug whatever y is into our calculator, then we can just find the domain that way.
You can check it that way. I mean, I wouldn't rely on them letting you do that on the exam, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I often use my calculator to check my answers. I did that with that last integral on the quiz.
I forgot y'all took a quiz. I need to grade those.
Yeah, that's how I realized
Yeah.
that I was doing something wrong, because I could enter that one into the calculator and check.
Yeah.
8. dy dx
That's number
equals
2 huge.
e
Oh.
to the x minus y. Y is 2 when x is 0.
Wombat.
A wombat?
I don't know. I've heard that they poop out cubes.
Interesting.
Okay.
I have not heard that.
I'm glad that's on camera.
Me too. Now everyone can share that knowledge.
Yeah.
And fact check me.
Any ideas?
Can we separate it? Should we separate it?
How?
E to the x, e to the negative
E
y.
to the negative y. You didn't say times.
Right,
For all
because
we
I'm
know.
just writing them next to each other.
For all we know, you could mean like minus or something.
I would have said minus
Well, you
or
didn't say
something.
times, so, you know.
Now what?
It would be 1 over e to the x. Wait, no.
E to the negative
1 over e to the negative y. Oh wait, but would that become just y? No.
Just y?
No.
Or do you mean e to the y?
E to the y. Equals, yeah.
One moment.
Now, in this intermittent step here, I could have also done e to the x over e to the y and then just multiplied by e to the y. It's really the same amount of work either way.
Wait, so just so that I have it for like reference, so it would be 1 over e to the negative y is equal to e to the x divided by, or no, time. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And then at this point, I would integrate. See if I can do this correctly. What is the antiderivative
That's a SETI and
of e to the y?
I'm not gonna say the other one. What? What? This 80 and this.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say 1 over y e to the y
I just saw it. I was looking down.
equals 1 over x e
Wait,
to the x.
what?
1 over y e to the y.
What?
What?
What's the antiderivative of e to the y?
E to the y.
Yes.
What were you doing, Josh?
I was throwing the y out front or something.
You can't do that. That only applies to logs.
Oh my gosh. It's e
The
equals
y was giving you.
e to the x plus.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was.
Shut up, Virginia.
I don't know what that all was.
Now I'm going to replace, so e squared equals e to the 0 plus c. Interject algebra 1 voices telling me that this is equal to 1. So,
Did they mess that up?
no, they actually don't. I've ingrained that pretty well in the last few days. So e squared minus 1 equals c. So I'm going to replace now. E to the y equals e to the x plus e squared minus 1. Now what? How do I get y by itself?
They're all like the same base.
Sort of. How do I get y by itself? Ignore everything
Can
else.
we just say y equals
How do you undo an exponential? No.
You-
That's undoing a log.
You do the.
Oh, do ln of everything.
ln of both sides, so the ln of e to the y times ln of all of this. So that would give me y equals ln of e to the x plus e squared minus 1. And where would that exist?
Everywhere.
It's everywhere, it's everywhere. Chicken man. I'm guessing y'all didn't grow up on the Chicken Man.
The what?
The Chicken Man.
I've never heard of that.
Chicken Man, he's everywhere, he's everywhere. The wonderful white winged weekend warrior. Nope, okay.
I heard my parents say that. Like if something's everywhere, it's like Chicken Man. But that's all the exposure I've got. Yeah.
My former boss, his like Instagram handle is the Chicken Man.
I would say she doesn't know. Also, would it be okay, like, what if I had multiplied the ln through?
You can't. It's the ln of that stuff. It's not multiplying it.
So you don't add it to each piece. It's just like ln
Right.
of all of that. Okay.
Because we like took the ln of both sides.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna hold here. Tomorrow's just Thursday, right?
Just Thursday.
What day does it say y'all's test is?
24.
Monday. It's probably gonna move to Tuesday.
Yay.
Because we might get through everything tomorrow. So tentatively leave it that it's Monday, but we may need to change it. So, because I don't want to take physics, because I have some physics stuff that I want to do with y'all before next Friday. So, and with us being out next Tuesday and Friday, Josh is going to be out for like a lot of Friday.
Really?
Yeah, because of track. They're getting out at like 1, I think it said.
Fascinating.
So, I might actually see. Oh, wait, no. Chris has a class this period, right?
He has forensics.
Okay. Never mind. I was going to say maybe we could like move classes around or something. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. We got a couple days to figure it out.